And first in the news, President Muhammadu Buhari has cleared all doubt about where he stands on the choice of a presidential candidate for the governing All Progressives Congress (APC), declaring before the party's 14 governors of northern state that he has no preferred candidate and has anointed no one, and is determined to ensure that there shall be no imposition of any candidate on the party. Speaking at a meeting with the governors at the State House, Abuja, President Buhari said the party is important and its members must be respected and made to feel they are important. The president said he had a clear mind about what he was doing and asked the APC governors to feel the same way. He said the party's delegates must participate as nobody will appoint anybody. Earlier in his addresses, the chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, Governor Simon Bakola Long, and Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu of the Progressive Governors Forum said they have come to affirm the position of the Northern Governors that the party's candidate in the presidential election shall come from the southern part of the country. They apologized to the president for the leakage of their signed memorandum, which was not in support of any particular candidate, and gave assurances to the president of their readiness to accept his leadership on the matter. Meanwhile, as mentioned briefly in the script before, 13 out of the 14 northern governors have reaffirmed their resolve to zone the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress to the southern part of the country in the spirit of justice, peace and inclusiveness. The northern governors gave this position after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari in his office as part of the ongoing consultations towards the involvement of the presidential flag bearer for the APC. Addressing State House correspondent on behalf of the group, Plateau State Governor Simon Long said his reaffirmation has become necessary as the party goes into its primaries. He further expressed hope for the party's presidential candidate to emerge through a transparent process devoid of acrimony among members.
Discuss at length about the unity of this country, about the need for progress and the need for inclusiveness, and also the need to accommodate for accommodation. And out of that, 13 out of 14 governors agreed, and we took a decision to go and advise Mr. President. While we are on our way to advise Mr. President, I think part of the discussion that we did leaked out to the press. Well, we still went ahead and we told Mr. President, Mr. President being a Democrat, said no, he must listen to us. He will listen to us. And so Mr. President granted us the opportunity today. Our meeting today is to reaffirm our position on that letter. On that statement, we also apologize to him that that statement was made by all of us.
When asked about the position of the Kogi State Governor and presidential aspirant Yahaya Bello over this latest stance, the group said the Kogi Governor was duly invited but decided to stay away from the visit to the president.
The Governor of Jigawa State is also an aspirant and he's here with us, and we met. But the Governor of Kogi State chose to excuse himself from meeting with Mr. President because he believes that he does not agree with our position. There are 14 APC governors out of the 19 northern states. 13 of us are on one page on this subject, and we all came to see the president. But the governor of Kogi State excused himself, and it is within his democratic rights to excuse himself. But 12 out of 14 is a super majority. 13 out of 14 is an even bigger super majority.
In any case, please, to the question, his name is not on our list. We didn't write his name.
He didn't sign.
So for him, even without writing him, I'm sure that he was not part of it.
Meanwhile, party delegates' accreditation for the APC primary has commenced ahead of the main event tomorrow. In the same vein, the National Working Committee of the All Progressive Congress APC has disowned the national chairman of the party, Senator AbdulAzeez, over the announcement of the Senate President Ahmed Lawan as the consensus candidate of the party prior to their presidential primaries. Addressing journalists after the Working Committee meeting at the party secretariat, the National Organizing Secretary of the party, Suleiman Argungu, told journalists that the chairman was entitled to his own opinion regarding the Senate President being the consensus candidate. Argungu said the brief made by the national chairman was just mere information that was not deliberated by members of NWC. He further reiterated their alliance with the Northern Governor's decision that power should shift to the South.
It's a consensus candidate for the APC National Convention, and that is just for the information he gave us, but it's not an issue that has been discussed on the floor of the NWC. And we have just, like you are all aware, just recently, about 2 days ago, the Northern Governors meeting had a meeting, and that's some minutes ago. The governors in the North have gone to the presidency and have just briefed the press that they are still on what they said with regard to the power shift to the South.
We now go live to Abuja, where Dr. Olatunde AbdulAzeez is standing by. He's an APC Oyo State delegate. Dr. AbdulAzeez, thanks for joining us on Galaxy Television News.
Yeah, I'm glad to meet you, and I'm very happy to talk to the viewers.
Okay, now the APC presidential primaries have started today and will be on till 8th of June. What should we expect from that primaries?
Definitely we should expect what we call the leading democratic party in Africa. We should expect the best in terms of democratic norms. Remember that this is the party that came to power in 2015 election, courtesy of the amalgamation of the three big parties, the LPP, the CPC, and ACN then, and of course the new People's Democratic Party, and of course some fraction of APGA. So since then, a lot of people knew that APC has been able to change Nigeria for good, and we are ready to further give Nigeria what they never witnessed, that is good democratic tendencies.
Now, the clamor for Southern President is growing stronger, with even the Northern Governor supporting the call. What is the party's position about it? Are they sticking to the clamor and let the flag bearer go to the South, or will it be thrown open to all the aspirants irrespective of the region?
I want to, at this juncture, salute all the 14 APC governors in the North. Even with the Yaya Bello Kogi man that was claimed to have excused himself, but even then, we have to salute the courage of those northern governors for taking the bull by the horn, respecting that what you can call the fiscal federalism, because it's always good when you respect gentleman, agreement. In 2014, it was a very, very clear something that the president of Nigeria then was from the South, Ebele Jonathan, and APC decided to go up north, casting our confidence in the ability of electing President Muhammadu Buhari then. And having exhausted 7 out of the 8 years, going to the last lap of the 8 years, it's just normal that the presidency should rotate and come down south. Of course, a lot of people that have been clamoring for this, and that the northern governor came out boldly and said 13 out of the 14 northern governors are solidly behind the power shift going down south. I think we have to salute them. And of course, what do you expect again? If you have done that favor, the south has been done the favor, and we want to take it we want to take it with all our hands. And I can assure Nigerians that whoever emerges at the Congress, which is going to hold between tomorrow and Wednesday, I'm sure it's going to move Nigeria forward.
Thank you very much, Dr. Olatunde AbdulAzeez. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
I'm very glad to talk to Galaxy.
Dr. Olatunde AbdulAzeez is APC or your state delegate. Now, away from that, now to a sad note where the Vice President, Professor Yemi Shibaonde, paid a condolence visit to Owo, ondostate, where Christian worshippers were gruesomely killed by gunmen. Osinbajo, while paying condolences to the Olowo of Owo, condemned the attack on the church in strong terms. He said President Muhammadu Buhari is deeply saddened with these dastardly acts and assures that the culprits will be brought to book. The national leader of the All Progressive Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, also visited victims of Sunday's deadly attack. The APC presidential aspirant also visited the palace of Olowo of Owo, Oba Agbadegeshin Ogundoye, where he commiserated with people of the community. He later proceeded to the Federal Medical Center, where he visited survivors of the attack.
Terrible. And I'm here, of course, as you know, on behalf of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as well as the government, and to express our sincere condolence first to the church, and then to the people of this community, and to the people of Ondo State. This is a horrible tragedy. I do not think that anyone would wish this on even their worst adversaries or their worst enemies.
We have to be rigorous in our investigation. We have to check thoroughly all those strangers. I'm going to equally contribute in 3 fronts: rehabilitation and compensation, literally help to those who are victims.
Meanwhile, residents of Owo in Ondo State are still mourning the death of the worshippers that were killed at the St. Catholic Church. Families of survivors in the attack are busy looking after their loved ones who are receiving treatment at the Federal Medical Center, FMC Owo. Relatives are still in shock as they continue to keep vigil at the Federal Medical Center. Many victims of the attack, including children, are receiving treatment at the hospital. The Chief Medical Director of the hospital, Aliasu Adiagbo, says the victims are responding to treatment. He gave the figure of the victims and casualties. The CMD said the Federal Ministry of Health has ordered that all treatment be free for the victims. Some of the survivors also shared their experience with Galaxy Television News.
By the time they came, 39 of them were brought. That's 26 adults and 13 children. Out of the 26 adults, 6 of them were brought in dead, while 2 children were also brought in dead. Since that yesterday, we've been working very hard. We mobilized our workers, and they all responded: the doctors, the nurses, pharmacists, lab scientists, radiographers, all of them were around. And we've been working very hard in terms of apart from those other things that were available. Blood was a major thing for us to manage them. And people responded. We called on people and they responded.
Actually, I was with my gigs and I tried to defend them at the under of the pew, the down of the pews. But due to the place is not enough for us, so my legs come out. So that was how they shot my leg. It was terrible. But thank God nothing happened to those kids.
I saw one man, one of that attacker. He wear a khaki of a man of war. That is what the man where I saw, but I don't know him. But that's the uniform he wore. He went there, he bombed the altar. The people that killed yesterday that I saw, there are some family that killed both husband and wife, children, everybody.
And have protested against the killing of dozens of Christians at the St. Francis Catholic Church or ondostate. They took their protest to the palace of Olowo Oba Baligeshin Ogunye to commiserate with them. The protesters were joined by the state CAN chairman Anselm Ologunwa, who condemned the attack in strong terms. They described the attack as barbaric, appealing to the government to beef up security in the state. CAN described the evil act as an attack on humanity, not minding the ethnic and religious disposition.
It is really wrong with us in the country. We beg our leaders. Is it a crime to be in your own place? Is it a crime to go to the church? Is it a crime to go to the mosque? This is not a matter of Muslim or church. This could happen anywhere. Anywhere. What is the root? What is the cause? Is it on religious basis? Is it on the tribal issues? Whom are we fighting?
We are all over the sanctuary, the church of God, being desecrated. The peaceful loving church and the peaceful loving community suddenly thrown into mourning state. The whole community is mourning. Nobody can. Christian leaders, we have come here to commiserate with our Oba. We have been to the church and the Catholic and to commiserate with the Reverend Father presiding in the church and the community, and to commiserate with the families that lost their beloved ones.
Also, markets and shops did not open for business in solidarity for the gruesome murder of worshippers at St. Francis Catholic Church on Sunday. Military and other security operatives were seen around and along roads leading to the church. Gunmen attacked St. Francis Church on Sunday in our local government area of Ondo State, killing scores of worshippers. According to eyewitnesses, at least 50 persons were killed by the gunmen. Bloodstains litter the floor of the church as corpses were moved to the Federal Medical Center and St. Louis Catholic Hospital, Owo. Those who were injured in the incident were also taken and rushed to the hospital. In the same vein, the New Nigeria People's Party in Ogun State has condemned in its entirety the gruesome murder of the Christians, the Catholic Church. Addressing newsmen in Abeokuta, the Ogun NNPP State Chairman Olakposi Ogini said the unfortunate incident is a wake-up call for the APC-led government to prioritize the life and well-being of its citizens. While reiterating that the lives of Nigerians are important, he called on the government to rise up to its challenges.
We are calling the government of APC to wake up and make sure that the lives of Nigerians are safer. Went to church and they were killed inside the church. Wherever will you want people to go? This evil will not happen again. New Nigeria People's Party is coming with a government that will protect the lands and property of Nigerians. We are sad, we are not happy that things are happening in this country as if they are no government.
Governor Samuel Ortom of Benue State has joined the list of eminent Nigerians to condemn the massacre. The governor, in a condolence message to his Ondo State counterpart, Rotimi Akeredolu, said the unprovoked attack and the gruesome murder of innocent worshippers in Ondo State is condemnable by any right-thinking member of the society. They urged the security operatives to spread their dragnets to all nooks and crannies in order to apprehend the perpetrators and bring them to justice. Ortom, who was visibly angered over the incident, stated that this is one incident that the federal government must not allow to be swept under the carpet. The situation has reached a dangerous level that cannot be taken lightly, as all Nigerians must rise up against these murderous jihadists and ensure that they are fished out and brought to justice. Enough is enough, he says. The governor, however, urged all Nigerians to be security conscious at all times, just as he tasked them to report any suspicious activities to security operatives. Away from that, now the Ogun State government and Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria, CRIN Ibadan, are scaling up collaboration to create more jobs opportunities in cocoa value chains. The state government, through the Commissioner of Agriculture in the state, Dr. Odedino, who disclosed this, said it has registered over 150,000 youths for job opportunities in the cocoa value chain and other agricultural schemes. Odedino spoke during CRIN's exhibition of cocoa research products held at Oja Ironi Okemoso Abeokuta at the Ogun State capital. Odedino said the move is one of the Governor Dakwa Abiodun administration's agenda to deal with product delivery, as well as take cocoa products up and train farmers and young entrepreneurs on how to add values to cocoa instead of selling in raw alone.
It's a single commodity from cocoa. Our farmers will grow the cocoa and sell the beans. But we are in the era of value chain development, cocoa value chain. When His Excellency came in as governor, he promised to deliver jobs to people through agriculture. And 150,000 young people registered for agricultural value chain opportunity. That means we are giving jobs to our youth through raising cocoa seedling, youth gang to maintain cocoa, and we are also into products development.
Odedino also disclosed the state government has distributed over 60,000 seedlings of highly matured cocoa to farmers in the state, urging the people to take up various value chain opportunities in cocoa.
Visiting us today is coming to visit a reliable partner. And one of our agenda in Ogun State is also to delve into product delivery. So these products, we are taking it up. The Ogun State Agri-Development Project is here. They will take it up and train our farmers and young entrepreneurs on how to add value to their cocoa instead of selling the raw beans alone. This is about our achievements in agriculture.
The executive director of the institute, Patrick Adebola, while speaking to newsmen, said the collaboration with Ogun State government is to empower youths and farmers in the state in cocoa production and provide job opportunities. The director, who was represented by his director of extension, Egosa Uwaigbo, hinted that the exhibition is also to create awareness and alert farmers, agri stakeholders on opportunities which is abound in production of cocoa.
We are using this event to tell our farmers and all stakeholders in cocoa and all other of our mandate cross stakeholders that this is the era of paradigm shift. We have to move from the era of depending on produce into the era of value addition.
Correspondent John Felix reported that Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria is an institute with a core mandate of cocoa development, supporting and collaborating with state government in cocoa production.